Hey, how's it going? I'm Dan Fradenburgh, and I better hurry up and make my first move. I'm a commercial real estate guy, and so is my friend Joe Jackson, who's joining me today. How you doing today, Joe?
Doing great. How about yourself, Dan?
Fantastic. It's really a common thing online to pretend that you're really happy to see people and all that kind of stuff, and that you go way back or you got some important pies or whatever. But this one really is a treat for me, hanging out with Joe. I'm trying to fix my darn screen, and it is not cooperating one little bit. Maybe, oh, there we go. Now we're talking. Okay, now I'm finally fixing that. Cool. So there's my move. I'll do this. So anyway, yeah, I'm a commercial real estate guy, and of course, you might say, "Well, why are you wasting my time showing me a chess game?" And the truth of the matter is, we do like, Joe. He was just telling me about a deal that he's just working on, and it looks like it's fallen apart a little bit, which is something very, very normal when you're doing deals. Sometimes they don't accept your bids. Joe, you were saying that it's those institutions that seem to be outbidding. Again, getting a flashback of 2021 from that. But I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. Joe, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, no, my name is Joseph Jackson. I invest in mobile home parks and RV parks. We currently go after 100 plus lots in the southeast region of the United States.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you were one of the first people to review my book, Real Estate is a Scam. I'm absolutely we got to catch up yesterday after a few months of not hanging out much at all. I think I'm gonna do this. Um, and it was absolutely inspiring because you see so many people in this space where it's with interest rates going up, maybe they were taught to do bridge loans, good move, bridge loans, things like that, and they ended up becoming behind the eight ball as a result. So there's lots of horror stories that I hear all the time, but yours, you actually became financially independent in like since I wrote it. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I read the book. I read your book as I was kind of going through a mastermind class and stuff like that. I met my partner, a couple of my partners in that mastermind class. We took down a couple of deals, and from there, I met my current guy that I partner with now, and yeah, so we're focused on the fund is bigger assets, and on a personal level, I'm doing joint ventures, and I really enjoy joint ventures. They're a whole lot more for the bang for the squeeze on the GP side. That is, uh,
great.
absolutely.
And yeah, that's something I really admire about what you've achieved is that, like lots of people were zigging and you ended up zagging and you made the right choices. I think that's one of the biggest threats that you'll run into in this industry is just that you get married to a property or you get married to a strategy, and it's like once it's not going to work, you do have to pivot, and that's really awesome. You ended up going on into the the mobile home park space, and I know that one of the big things we were talking about this yesterday, and the biggest thing that I feel like I have in common with you, unlike a lot of the other people in this space, is that you've actually been exposed to actual poverty. And I think most people think that they have been exposed to actual poverty, and they haven't. Like that the pieces of the puzzle, the way that they work out, you can get really, really stuck in society if you don't have the resources. So, like, I know we were talking about that, but what are you want to fill in the blanks for the audience for whatever they might not have caught?
Yeah. No, you know what? This is great. I will tell you that as you're talking, I'm like trying to. This is a perfect little game. I love it. No, but I appreciate that. Yeah. So I grew up in a mobile home park. Living with a single father that worked as a construction guy, and to this day, he's still working. And he's a hardworking guy, honest guy, raised me right and stuff. I love him to death, but financially literate, he was not. And so I came from, pretty much nothing. Joined the Marine Corps out of high school, and I did 21 years in the Marine Corps. So I got close to that, and I said, what am I going to do? What am I going to do in my life? And I kind of got into real estate. That way, I didn't want to go back to a 9 to 5 job, after the Marine Corps.
Mhm.
So I went and got into a mastermind for real estate. They started giving me a lot of good ideas, but ultimately I chose mobile home parks because that's where I came from. So I wanted to give back to a community that I came from. I do know, a lot of the struggles they're going through and a lot of the other stuff. And so I just really want to help and be a bigger impact. That's the reason when somebody asked me, they said, I told him, I said, right now I could quit and I'd be good. I would be set up. My family would be set up. They said, okay, so when are you going to stop? And I said, it's bigger than the money because, like I said, my whole goal is to change the stigmatism around mobile home parks, and I want to give back to that community. So the job, isn't done until it's done, and it gives me a greater why, and
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one thing you definitely wear on your sleeve is like that whole I think it's competency is one big part that's really obvious with you, like that work ethic. I know like Marines are kind of famous for that piece of the puzzle. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that if somebody in the audience is new to real estate, they're going to be trying to figure out, how do they really make it work, and they'll be told it's like, okay, the key is in the networking, and it like that's not that easy just to say it's like, oh well, that's the key, or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is that when you're interacting with different people in this space, it's like tryouts. It's like, spring training or whatever, sport you want to have. It's like figuring out who's going to be on the team and who isn't. So you passed with flying colors. You ended up finding somebody who actually had the resources to change somebody's life, and you followed through on your promises, and you actually did it. So like it's absolutely fantastic. And like you told me about the programs you're doing to help people get on their feet. I just like that's the type of story that I just am so eager to hear about, because I think so many people want to be able to do that, but like when it comes to the reality of it, it's not that easy. Oh, sorry, I distracted you.
it's
Yeah.
okay. It's all right.
Yeah, anyway, so actually, so I guess I should probably also get back to the chess itself. So there's a few different reasons why I chose chess. One of them is because me personally, Joe, you know the saying, like if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You ever heard that
That's
one
right.
before?
Yes, I have all the time.
Yeah. So that's a problem for me. Okay. It's like I find that getting into the right room is very expensive. I think that's one piece of the puzzle. Oh, that's how I can do this. Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, now I know what I'll do. So when it comes to chess, I find personally, if there's a game playing, I absolutely have to watch it. But the bigger thing is that how do I really put this best? If I would be looking for somebody who doesn't fall asleep at the wheel, if I'm looking for somebody to deploy capital for me, and that I think dovetails right into chess. But instead of, I'm not convinced that that's going to be the most exciting thing. So let's talk more about you and chess. You were saying that you've been playing with the kids.
Yeah, no, so my son, he gets excited about chess, and so I play with him. My grandfather taught me how to play chess, not really about the strategies and stuff, but how to do the moves and to look at the board and figure out kind of what they're going to do and how to move them and stuff.
Hmm.
So I enjoy it. My son, he's taken a liking to it a whole lot. So he beats his mom and stuff like that now. So it's fun to watch him progress and really figure it out. He
Hmm.
Yeah, so it is. It's great.
Right, right. Yeah, it's funny because I remember when I was a kid, people would be half embarrassed if their kids could beat them at chess, like as a father. But
Right.
now it's such a different world with what's out there digitally that keeping up with your kids at chess, I think, is quite the achievement.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So actually, you probably didn't hear, but just this last weekend, they had the candidates to see who goes against the world champion of chess for $1 million, and the guy who won the tournament, 14 rounds, he's 17.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, yeah. So it's really really something. All this stuff going on here. So. One, two. So the other thing I've figured out from warming up for doing a show like this or doing more chess related content is I found out what the trick is for what makes me lose. And it's every single time I refuse to calculate, that's when I lose.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, one thing that's fun about these is on computer you can actually demonstrate what your plan is with arrows. So I can say it's like, okay, so if I go here and you take right there, oops, I hit a wrong button right there. I can start to,
Oh,
go all
geez,
right, and
yeah.
then we got something like this or something like that, but yeah, it's you're not giving me a whole lot of options here. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll do this.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I don't like you so much, Dan. I'm just saying.
Finally,
Oh,
finally. I was wondering how many
I
yeses.
really, let's be honest here. I probably, you'll probably never speak to me again. I'm just not coming back. I don't know. Dang.
Oh man, yeah, that's so fun. And that was the inspiration. I was trying to say that earlier for this show here is that the inspiration is thinking like Hot Ones, the one where they eat the spicy wings.
Right. That's right.
Yeah,
No,
and
I appreciate it. I love it. I love your creativity in this, and it really gets you thinking, and then multitasking at the same time. Because I'm one of the guys that get locked into something, and
mhm.
so I'm focused, and then you're back here talking. I'm like, what actually happened? What were you talking about there? I'm not too sure.
Right, yeah, yeah, lots of juggling. They say that multitasking is actually unhealthy, especially for men, but
Really?
I don't live in a world where I can say no to multitasking. It's I got a family. There's always juggling going on.
It, the thing is you've absolutely pinned that one down.
Oh yeah.
But no, I really appreciate you having me on the show. That way I could, I can get, my message out and we can have a talk, a discussion or whatever, because I love talking about helping people and helping communities, especially mobile home parks and stuff like that. I absolutely, it's a passion. And, yeah, if anybody comes across any kind of deals, in the Southeast, I'm open to talking, and, yeah, absolutely.
Sweet, sweet. And LinkedIn is usually the best way to reach you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, same here, same here. The other thing that's kind of nice, I think, about this format, man, ladies, just not giving up. All right, let's see. That's good. All right, we better trade more crap.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
was better than I thought it was.
yeah. Yeah, no, you did. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
There's really only one. No, no.
Yeah, like you could take it with your queen, but that's a monumentally bad move. Like, you'd be getting 8 points of material in return for nine.
Man. Hmm.
Okay. Um. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost completely trapped.
I know. I know. You're gonna get it one way or another. Dang nabbit. Uh, yeah, so let's see here.
Fun. Like I was really concerned there. That was like I really thought like it was basically when that knight got that rook. I thought that really turned around. But that's how you reach out to my friend Joe. As you can tell, no kidding around. He's actually the person he says he is. He actually helps the next guy out who really needs it. Like I can't emphasize it enough. I know that like whenever you turn on a TV or some sort of news station or something like that, everything is left this, right that. And it goes beyond that. It goes beyond left and right. It's like if you actually understand how screwed you are when you are, bordering on homeless or in one of the stages of homeless. So we were talking about that before, is because there's steps. There's a big difference between having a vehicle and not having a vehicle. And it's so important for people to be doing stuff about that because, there are entities out there that, like that's their ascribed purpose, but they're never going to like there are systemic forces that are going to prevent it from ever being really that useful. Like, fundamental misunderstandings. Me personally, I found it's your friends that are the biggest risk of holding you back. It's
Yeah.
because they're like, hey, man, but it's my birthday. Come on, you gotta. If there's always an excuse for
Yeah.
killing time instead of doing something that helps the next generation. Like if you help yourself, you can help more people. You
No,
know.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely. And I think that's a mind shift, a mindset shift that society, kind of has to go towards, right? Is that it's not bad for me to make money. It's because by me making money, I actually have greater reach on the people that I can help, right? And if I'm making money in an area that I'm actually really helping the tenants, that that's even better, right? So like just with like mobile home parks, I take very seriously that this is literally probably the last step before they do go, either homeless or somewhere else that they wouldn't like as much, right? And so I really take that seriously, and that's the reason like with my business plans, there's not oh day one $100 $200 raises and stuff like that that a lot of you see a lot of happening a lot with the bigger institutional players. That they bake it in there. They know what's going to happen, or they don't care if they lose money, so because they know the appreciation. And 5 years they're going to try to sell it for double, and so that just puts the tenants in a very bad spot because now you're having to execute a business plan that the only way to execute that business plan and be successful at it is actually screwing the tenants over. And so you knock a lot of them out of the last affordable place instead of doing it in a responsible manner of and adding value to them and then raising the rents slightly. And not slightly, but by step, step it just little by little up. That way, I'm not saying that. I mean, I lose tenants because they say that we raise it too much, that $15 is too much, or $20 a year is too much, or whatever. But I try to keep it reasonable, and it's still very profitable for me. But with the profits, we turn around and we do stuff for the communities. Like we offer English as a second class, as a second language class. We have a tutor come in and tutor the residents. We have financial people that come in to help them with their financial literacy by helping them, how to do budgets, how to do stuff like that. And, once again, it helps me because the more financially literate my tenants are, the greater the chance they're going to actually pay their rents on time. But also it helps out in the greater scheme because I'm helping them hopefully move up and out, right? Because I don't want them to be that close to the end of the rope. I want them to improve their lives. I want them to improve the lives of their kids, and that's also the reason that we offer scholarships to kids that out of the mobile home park that apply for colleges, and that's trade. That's just not a university. That's trade schools. That's stuff like that. And I have no problem with that whatsoever to help out and through the charity give through that also. So
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful what you're doing, and that's exactly why I want to do things like this. Is hang out with the people I want to hang out with, the people who are actually working that hard, to get bang for their, helping their philanthropical buck, is what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
that's where help is definitely needed because poverty people affects people of all kinds. Like there are some really brilliant people who fall on bad times, and it's just and also like jobs becoming redundant. Like entire roles. There's just like no need for all those different things. I don't. I think there needs to be a shift in the economy, and I think that the finger is usually pointed in the wrong direction. It's usually pointed at the greedy landlords who keep on increasing rents all the time. But that's a symptom of the inflation that's required for the government to work. If the
Yeah.
government wants to work, they need to pay back their loans with dollars that cost less. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a fundamental. It's not so in tech we'd say it's not a bug, it's a feature, because you have like coding bugs where it's like something just doesn't work the way it was intended. But if it works the
Right.
way it was intended, it's a feature, even if the feature sucks.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You're absolutely right on that.
Right.
I
So, and
and
I live in a place where there's rent control,
yeah.
but rent control actually translates to even if market isn't increasing, you're still getting an increase in your
Oh,
rent.
yep.
So like that's you don't point the fingers at the landlords or the people who are, basically taking care of the bank loans
Yeah.
that keep the place running, but also don't think that it's victimless to go in somewhere and raise like double the rents and think that you're not ruining lives or at least, causing real hardships to
Yeah.
people. It's I don't know. And of course like in
No, it
multi
is.
yeah.
It's definitely a balance. It's definitely a balance, right? I mean, I think if your heart's in the right place and you understand that, yes, we're buying this property and this is what we have to do. If you buy a property right, I believe that you can do it in a way that you don't put as many people in that category as what you're talking about is putting them into a tailspin or whatever, putting them in hardship if you buy properties right. But if you're just out there trying to add, door counts or lot counts to your portfolio, to gain scale, and your plan is to double rents and stuff, just know that you are affecting a whole lot of people negatively. And I that's not how I want to operate, and I'm not blaming anybody for their business plans. It really is. I mean, it's up to you. This is my business plan. This is how I like to do it, and I've been successful. I would say anybody getting into the game right now, that the biggest factor is not taking no for an answer, right? Is taking action, working towards learning every aspect of what you're trying to accomplish, and find out what's hard and what other people don't want to or can't do, and fill that role 100%.
There you go. And people have paid five figures for that level of real estate education, and here you are doling it out. That's great stuff. I love it. All right, thanks again for joining me, Joe. Thank you for watching. If you want to do me a big favor, you can hit the subscribe button so that YouTube pays for these videos instead of me. I think that would be great. I really appreciate you joining. See you around.
Bye,
Bye.
Dan.